We've been talking about Occupy ICE in Portland. Well, now it's expanding to different cities across the United States, including right here in New York City.
And that's where we send Fox and Friends correspondent Todd Pyro to see what the protesters had to say. Todd.
Good morning, guys. Their anti-rule of law message spreading throughout the country. These self-described anarchists fighting for a nation of no borders and doing everything in their power to keep ICE from doing their jobs. Why are you here?
I'm here because I think that separating parents from their children and deporting people who are just living their lives is wrong.
A pretty draconian immigration policy that, for Fox viewers, has been around for a very long time. We can start with Clinton if you want to, and Obama.
I think it's important for people to know that ICE does very evil things.
I think it's safe to say, based upon your answers and some of the signs, you want open borders, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
What would be your policy?
No borders, no nations.
What about the actual criminals? Those that you yourself would consider actual serious criminals. Would you want them to come over?
In America, that if you spend enough time in prison, you're absolved of your crime. They should be able to do what they want. And if they commit another crime, they should go to prison again.
What is the goal of your protest here?
The goal of the protest, I think, well, one, we have shut down the building for the day. So we have succeeded in doing something material.
I've read this from people who are very, very pro your side in all of this, saying by you being here today, you delayed the process by about 6 weeks from some individuals getting through the detention process. How do you respond to that?
I have heard that as well, and that is something that I am struggling with because I don't want to harm any individual person.
Can I answer that question?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Hi. Sorry, I've heard this question asked quite a few times. There's a public entrance right on Barrack Street that is not being blocked at all.
So why do you think today they canceled all the court hearings because of your protest?
A little bit of a tactic. Are you with Fox News?
Yes, we are.
I don't know if you're talking about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you not want to continue talking to me because I'm from Fox News?
What I'm saying is, you know, I think it's fair to say you would enter into a question with a little bit of bias. I actually just wanted to interject on the fact that we're not blocking the public entrance. And so I wanted...
Nobody said that.
Well, I think it was...
I didn't say that.
Well, I think it was a little implied when you phrase a question of saying like, oh, like, by your protest, you might be delaying the process.
No, I said I read a report that was the case. Does anybody else want to talk to me about the issues? Would you?
Bye. I want you to leave. Goodbye.
The Executive Office for Immigration Review told Fox, quote, the Varick Street Immigration Court did not hold hearings today because detained respondents were not available to appear. Judges will reset hearings that were scheduled to the earliest available date on their dockets.
Also, Todd, yesterday we did a story about how the ICE location in Portland was inundated with members of Antifa, and apparently the feds have now said unless they stop blocking the entrance, everybody's going to get arrested.
And based upon the individuals I spoke with, I do not think that they're going to take that warning and then just say, hey, we're going to stop. Two things that stood out to me of this. One, they were willing to talk to me until they found out about the Fox News thing, and then they sort of retracted, which I was the same guy in a T-shirt asking them questions. And two, I found this particularly interesting. I got one of the individuals to agree with Donald Trump in the sense that he said, I don't like a situation where we have any borders. I want a nation with no borders. That's what Trump says.
Yeah.
So
ICE is in charge of enforcement, not policy.
Correct.
That's Washington, D.C.
100%.
All right. Todd, thank you very much. Good job.